Back to high school baseball on Comcast today. It's a beautiful day in Contra Costa County, and that's the first time we could be able to say that in a long time, Coach Whitman, as we're here at Clayton Valley High School today for a girls softball game, the first time this year. The #1 team in Northern California, the Freedom Falcons, against the host team, the Clayton Valley Eagles. Dan Wall and Coach John Whitman, as always. Here we are in the booth here behind home plate. Nice to see all you here today. Should be a good one, Coach. We get to see two of the better pitchers in the area, and when you talk about great pitchers, Amanda Williams is right at the top of the list.
Amanda is, again, one of the top pitchers in Northern California, if not the state. She's got great movement on the ball. She can put it wherever she wants, and she changes speeds extremely well.
On the other side of the ball, Courtney Alvarez, just a sophomore, but she has the Eagles playing very well this year under second-year coach Kara Beamlander.
Courtney's also doing a good job. She's more of a power pitcher, working on her off-speed pitch as well as her movement, but she's got 2 more years to go and 2 more years to develop, and the Eagles are really on the upstart.
And there's a good look at the Eagles. We'll be back with all the action right after this on Comcast.
Take advantage today with rates at record lows. Charter Funding Incorporated of Antioch is your local mortgage broker whose commitment is service with integrity. Charter Funding Incorporated works with many lenders to find the best program to fit your needs. First-time home buyers, 100% financing, no down payment, and interest only. No one is left out. Whether it's a rate reduction, cash out, new purchase, good or bad credit, let the professionals at Charter Funding Incorporated handle all your loan details. Call us today at 776-1700.
What is a coach? A teacher, a motivator, a leader, the person who sees your athletic potential and maximizes it, regardless of the sport. At Velocity Sports Performance, you train with a highly qualified coach every time you train. Your coach makes you work hard, but your coach makes you a better athlete. Train with a coach who knows. Velocity Sports Performance. Maximize your potential. We guarantee it.
Hi, I'm Rocco Bialy, and I'd like to welcome you to Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria here in Walnut Creek. Rocco's is a great place for family dining. In addition to serving the best pizza in the East Bay, Rocco's also serves many classic Italian pasta specialties. Make Rocco's your home for your next team party. Great pizza, great pasta, great people. Rocco's! A part of your community.
For decades, Dolan's has been providing the finest quality name brands for new construction and home improvement. Superior names like Marvin, Anderson, Milgard, Posey, and more. But it's Dolan's low truckload pricing and tradition of superior customer service that makes this retailer preferred by builders, architects, and homeowners throughout the community. Visit your nearest Dolan's and discover how affordable the very best can be. And join Dolan's in supporting your local teams.
Back at Clayton Valley High School, Dan Wall and John Whitman with Matt Bolander and our great crew for today's and this week's high school baseball game on Comcast. It's girls softball, and the #1 team in the area, Freedom, is at Clayton Valley. And let's take a look at the Freedom batting order here as we get ready for today's ball game. You can see the Freedom Falcons getting ready. Coach Michelle Bigelow. Shannon Thomas, the shortstop, will lead off. Amanda Williams, the pitcher, will bat second. Sam Bias, the second baseman, hits third. Brittany Johnson at first base today will hit fourth. Jessica Gardner's the third baseman, batting fifth. Marissa McKenzie behind the plate today hits sixth. Kelsey Wiley in center field today will hit seventh. Tiffany Dagnew, the left fielder, bats eighth. And Danielle Gomez is the designated hitter today and will hit ninth against Courtney Alvarez. And, Coach, there's a good shot of Courtney from our scissor lift.
Yeah, she's throwing really well here right before the game.
There's some of her stats.
62 and 9. That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's ungiant-like.
There you go. Oh.
Defense for Clayton Valley, Thornton, Riley, and Snow. Snow is the one that Gomez is hitting for. Excuse me, that's in the Freedom lineup. In the Clayton Valley lineup, the designated hitter is Alyssa Covioni. There's an interesting name for you. Ojima at third. The Chambers twins at short and second today. Daly at first. Alvarez pitching. Martin catching for head coach Kara Beamlander. And we're ready to go here. Behind the plate today, Larry Fogelstrom, a veteran umpire in this area. I think Larry umpired my baseball games back in the old DVAL. And on the bases, Van Pogue. Shannon Thomas will lead off the shortstop. You remember Shannon last year at Deer Valley, a full ride to the University of Texas, one of the great powers in the area. And the first pitch is popped up into left field. And a nice diving catch out there by the left fielder, Alex Thornton.
And that's a great catch. And if you got here early and you watch the Clayton Valley girls warm up with the coach, they work on that during the pregame. So they carried the drill right over into the game. Did a great job right there.
So a fly out to left for the first out of the ball game, and Amanda Williams, the pitcher, will be the batter. Amanda's already committed to the University of Arizona, but she is just a junior, Coach. And the amazing thing is that there's 2 more Williams coming behind her, and I have those names for you. Hannah, who will be here next year, and Maddie. And I saw Hannah throwing at City Park in Antioch. She already throws in about the 70s.
Wow.
And there's a grounder back to the pitcher. Alvarez on 1 hop, throw to first in time. 2 down. And Sam Bias, the second baseman, will be the hitter.
The Falcons are on a 9-game win streak.
Yep, they haven't lost since Carondelet, the only league loss. And I don't know how far that streak goes back exactly, but I know they didn't lose any games in the league last year, Coach.
They're
so
14-0.
Yeah, so they one of those. I doubt in the last 3 or 4 years if they've lost any more than a couple of games, a handful of games in the BVL. They've won the North Coast Section Championship 3 years in a row, and they've won the BVL Championship 3 years in a row. And if they win their next 2 games, they'll have won their 4th in a row. This is Bias, the second baseman, taking over this year for Rhiannon Thomas, who is at Fairfield, Connecticut on a scholarship, a great second baseman. Oh, that was an off-speed pitch.
Beautiful.
That
Had her
looked
out in her front foot.
Looked like a Jason Schmidt fastball from Saturday.
Poor Jason, he's on the DL.
Yeah, he's on the DL, and we could all tell that was happening. I was there Saturday, and you could just tell that his velocity was not where it is, but just one of the interesting baseball facts in the area. Here's a foul ball. Over at third base coaching for Freedom, that's Coach Bigelow.
See, Lindsay threw an off-speed pitch, which slows the bat down, and then she went hard inside the fastball, and that speeds the bat up to the maximum. It's great pitching right there. Great 1-2 sequence.
Nice shots today with the field a little bit more compact, able to show you a center field shot as well. And that ball's hit hard center field, and it's over the head of the center fielder, Amber Riley, and into second base with a double is Bias. That ball, there's a bit of a wind blowing straight through our booth and out to center field, and you could see Riley thought she had a beat on it, blew it right over her head, Coach.
All right, Miss Riley took a step in, and then all of a sudden she realized she made a mistake. You never want to backpedal. You always want to drop step and turn to the close side or to the throwing side, whichever side the ball's on. And now Freedom could score a run with just 2 hits. You like to keep that runner to a single, so they have to put in multiple hits together.
There's a ball outside to Brittany Johnson, the first baseman. Brittany is the second pitcher behind Amanda Williams, and she's 4 for 11 since moving to the 4 spot. They moved her a couple of games ago, a 2-year starter. Hard to get into that pitching rotation with Amanda Williams.
Nice pitch.
1-1. Nice day here today, even though they're talking about rain again next week. Coach, is summer ever going to come?
Monday and Tuesday. Nice pitch.
Ground ball up the middle. This could get through. It does into center field. Base hit. Runner coming. Here's the throw. It's offline, and Freedom has a 1-0 lead here in the first inning. Single by Johnson, who takes second on the throw.
See, the runner took second base on that throw. You really want to try to keep her at first. Now 1 more hit can score the runner. If she's at first, it'll take multiple hits. High chopper. It's a hard infield. The ball just got some top spin and carried through to the outfield.
So Johnson with the RBI single, now it's second. And Jessica Gardner, who we remember from last year, will be the batter playing third base. Quite a roster full of talent has graduated since the last time we saw the Falcons. There was a fastball by Alvarez up high.
And they're very young this year.
It's incredible, Coach, when you look at it, but they only have 2 seniors on the roster, and the only starter is the shortstop, Shannon Thomas. This entire team will be back next year, including the #1 pitcher, who at this point next year could be the #1 pitcher in the entire country.
Yeah, along with high expectations come with all those returning players.
Want to say hi to Joey Daniels. You mentioned Joey, the catcher. We were wondering just how many noses she's broken at Wisconsin this year. One of the tougher people I've ever known, whether it's boy or girl.
You got it.
She was a load, and but also very, very talented, a great hitter, and totally command of the game. This year it's Marissa McKenzie behind the plate for the Falcons. It's 1-2 here to Gardner, and McKenzie is actually on deck. And that's
great
a nice
off-speed pitch.
And a throw down as the ball was in the dirt, and a tag at first base by the first baseman. Casey Daly retires the side. But 1 run here on 2 hits for Freedom in the top of the first, and we're going to stay right here and show you the Clayton Valley batting order, the Freedom defense, here as we head to the bottom of the first. The score, Freedom 1 and Clayton Valley 0. Here's the Clayton Valley batting order. Kelsey Chambers, one of the twins, leads off at second. Jeremy Martin, the catcher, will hit second. Alex Thornton, we saw her make that nice catch and left, hits third. Lindsey Chambers, the other twin, at shortstop in the cleanup spot today. Courtney Alvarez, the pitcher, bats fifth. Stephanie Ojima, the third baseman, hits sixth. Alyssa Covioni, the designated hitter, will bat seventh. Casey Daly, the first baseman, hits eighth. And Amber Riley, the center fielder, will bat ninth against Amanda Williams. We had Amanda on last year, Coach, and I don't think we've seen anyone score a run against her. Maybe Deer Valley got one late last year, but it doesn't happen very often.
That's why that run in the first inning is just huge for Freedom, because now Clayton Valley is going to have to score twice to win this game, and that's not an easy task to do.
Let's take a look at the defense around the horn for Freedom. Dagnew, Wiley, and Kemp in the outfield. Gardner, Thomas, Bias, Johnson in the infield. Williams and McKenzie, the battery. And Coach Bigelow in her fifth year. And she's been one of the more successful coaches in the North Coast section.
And the Eagles were picked for sixth this year, and they're firmly entrenched in third place. They've won more games this year than they did last year. And things are looking up. With only a couple seniors on this squad, they've got a lot of players returning.
Well, Clayton Valley has 5, and they were honored before the game today. But of the starters, there's very few. I think there's only 2. And the top 4 or 5 are all underclassmen. We could very well be back here next year for this same game. And next year, it could be 1 and 2. Although, you know, Carondelet and Deer Valley will always be in the mix in this league. There's a fastball with a little bit of a curve on it for strike 1 to Kelsey Chambers, the second baseman. And this is hard to believe just looking at her because she doesn't look like it, but she's just a freshman.
Wow.
I mean, she looks a little older than 14 years old.
All right. Look out.
Wow, that was a fastball. And they say that Williams doesn't throw as hard as Kyle Hammett, the pitcher at Carondelet, or even Alvarez can, but it's the drop and the movement and the rise ball and all the things she can do to it. And she actually has a paralyzing changeup that looks like it stops, kind of like Bugs Bunny. Remember that when the ball would stop so Bugs could hit it?
Last year we saw that at Freedom. It was great. We came out of our seats a couple times on that.
0-2 here, bottom of the first, 1-0 Freedom. There's a nice shot from center field. And that was wicked, Coach. That was I don't know in softball if the terminology is slider or not, but that ball had a wicked downturn to it there.
That's not fair.
No, look at that. Yeah, that.
Wow.
So out number 1, Chambers strikes out, and Jeremy Martin, the catcher, will be the hitter. That ball's hit well left field. She got a lot of bat on that
swing.
ball. On a nice running
nice
catch.
catch.
Tiffany Dagnew down the left field line in foul territory makes the catch for out number 2.
Backhanded that ball going away from the plate. That was a fine catch.
To me, that
could have been fair. Yeah,
that might have been fair.
That might have been a fair ball.
To me, though, Coach, as a guy who's played some outfield, that's the easiest catch to make because I can see as I'm running over my shoulder. But still a very nice play, irregardless. Here's Alex Thornton, the left fielder. Alex is getting some looks as a junior, and she's hit by that pitch. So there goes the perfect game. Hey, with Williams, you got to look at that,
That's
Coach.
True.
I mean, she's thrown a lot of one-hitters and no-hitters and perfect games.
You're right.
So there's the perfect game.
You're right.
That's out of the way. Lindsey Chambers, this is Kelsey's sister. And if you're Coach Beamlander, you got to be thinking, what fell into my lap?
Yep.
2 freshmen who play second and short, and I'm going to have them for 4 years.
And a nice aggressive swing. The ball's out of the strike zone. But she's aggressive.
Well, just about everything Clayton has hit has been a high pitch, so they must have known that coming in that that's where I want to swing. I don't think you can hit the low pitch. She hit that one, though. Clayton very aggressive up there today.
I'm
They're
impressed
not afraid.
already.
They're hacking.
I'm impressed.
The pitcher, Courtney Alvarez, is on deck. Yep, Kara was in the line of fire there. There's a good shot at Coach Beamlander. In her second year, her brother, Kyle, is her assistant coach, along with Pat Riley, not the coach of the Miami Heat. And I don't know exactly what that was, Coach, but it curved, it dropped, it rose, and it was at about 14 miles an hour.
Exactly.
But irregardless,
It was
it's
one of
strike
those
3.
Bugs Bunnies.
It was. Strike 3, side retired. After 1, Freedom leads 1-0.
If you dump your oil, tempers boil, it ends up in the bay. Oh, smile, it's Oil Buster Camera. Don't want your oil to choke us, you're in focus, your neighbors just might say. Smile, it's Oil Buster Camera. Well, it's not fun to pay a big fine for polluting our water supply. It's not fun to talk to police as the neighbors walk on by. So now you're reeling, how's the wallet feeling? A big fine you're gonna pay. Smile, it's Oil Buster Camera. Smile, it's Oil Buster Camera.
Looking for quality equipment rental with a helpful, friendly staff? Hertz Equipment Rental of Pacheco has over 4,100 pieces of reliable equipment to choose from, ready for delivery. Or if you're looking to purchase equipment, check out our pre-owned equipment sales list for super bargains on well-maintained pre-owned equipment. With Hertz, you have the right tool to get the job done. That's Hertz Equipment Rental at their new location, 30 South Buchanan Circle in Pacheco. Call Hertz today, 925-680-0316.
Marissa McKenzie, Kelsey Wiley, and Tiffany Dagnew here in the top of the second inning against Courtney Alvarez.
All sophomores.
And as you can see just by looking at Marissa, the comparisons with her and Joey Daniels pretty much end at the catcher position tag next to their name, because Joey was a very well-built, very almost I mean, she was a big girl. Let's just put it to you that way, and she could do a lot of things with that size. Whereas Marissa looks more like a point forward.
Yep.
But ultimately, you get the job done with what you have. So, but anyone who watched Freedom last year knows what I'm talking about. There's a pitch up high. Three and 0 count here to McKenzie. And there's ball 4, so a 4-pitch walk here to lead off the second inning. And Kelsey Wiley will be the batter. Wiley is a sophomore.
Freedom had a big 5-run inning in the third inning against Carondelet in their victory the other day. That's when they got a majority of their hits.
And we're going to have a runner. It's Courtney Wiley, who I would assume is a relation of Kelsey, probably the younger sister. And now he said courtesy runner. Can you have a courtesy runner?
For the pitcher and catcher.
Okay. There's a good
Nice
bunt.
Sure out.
Throw
Nice
in
play.
time. Nice play that time. Ojima over to the second baseman. Kelsey Chambers covering. 1 out.
Nice job by the left fielder, backing up third base. Everything was covered. That means they're well coached. Nice bunt down the line. There goes the pitcher to cover third. Left fielder backing up third. Shortstop covering second. Good execution, both offensively and defensively there. Beautiful.
Here's a strike to Dagnew, who made that nice running catch in the bottom of the first. A sophomore. And there's a lot, like as I mentioned, everyone is pretty much, other than Thomas, is returning for Freedom next year. That must help preparation.
Yep. You sleep well at night if you're a coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's a good look at Tiffany.
Oh, nice changeup.
Nice changeup. Grounded to first.
Beautiful.
Daly takes it herself. That was that slow motion changeup, Coach, we
Beautiful.
talk about.
Beautiful.
I think the guys in the Antioch City League throw the ball harder than that.
See how she's out on her front
Oh,
foot
yeah.
right there. All she's got is from her belly button to her the tips of her fingers, and that ball's not going to go very far. Great job of pitching there.
The only good thing about it is it gets the runner to third, where now an error or a pass ball could score that runner. It's the pinch runner over there, Wiley, and here's the number 9 batter, Daniel Gomes. She had a big hit against Carondelet the other day. I believe it was a double in that 5-run outburst that led Freedom to their victory to avenge their earlier loss. Her picture was in the Times on Wednesday. Time called. I think Larry Fogelstrom behind the plate had a little something blow into his eye there, and now we're back.
Larry is also a great basketball referee.
There's a little pop to short, no problem for Chambers, and that'll retire the side. So Freedom held off the scoreboard here in the top of the second, and we move to the bottom of the second. Still 1-0 Falcons.
For decades, Dolan's has been providing the finest quality name brands for new construction and home improvement. Superior names like Marvin, Anderson, Milgard, Posey, and more. But it's Dolan's low truckload pricing and tradition of superior customer service that makes this retailer preferred by builders, architects, and homeowners throughout the community. Visit your nearest Dolan's and discover how affordable the very best can be. And join Dolan's in supporting your local teams.
It doesn't matter what sport you play. It doesn't matter what position you play. It doesn't matter whether you're turning pro or just starting out. It doesn't even matter how old you are. If you want to maximize your potential, you need Velocity Sports Performance. Velocity Sports Performance. Maximize your potential. We guarantee it.
Affordable, professional, and convenient auto care has arrived. Auto Care 2000. Auto Care 2000 works on American and foreign autos with friendly professional mechanics that know your auto inside and out. Auto Care 2000 will even take your used oil and filter. Caring for our environment. That's Auto Care 2000, open 7 days a week. Auto Care 2000 at 3405 Clayton Road in Concord. Auto Care for the next century and beyond.
Bottom of the second inning from Concord, Clayton Valley High School. Nice shot from the scissor lift. Thanks to Hertz Rental for that scissor lift here today and always during the baseball season. It's Courtney Alvarez, Stephanie Ojima, and Alyssa Covioni here. Say those three names quick,
Really?
Coach.
Anytime you're facing a top flight pitcher, whether it's baseball or softball, you've got to include the other defenders in the game. If this game is played between the pitcher and the catcher, your chances of being victorious are slim and none.
Well, because they'll probably be asleep by the fifth inning. We'll talk a little bit more about Amanda Williams here during this inning. Nice pitch down low, 0-2. Going to Arizona in 2006 in the fall. Her coach, of course, will be Coach Candria, who's the national coach, who's coached Michelle Smith and Jenny Finch and all those great players. 3-year starter, and obviously will be a 4-year starter. She's a captain, and as we mentioned, Hannah and Maddie on the way at Freedom, so they probably have lockers already for them picked out. And I'll tell you the story, Coach. I was telling you, I was practicing one day, and I saw their father, Steve, and he had the youngest out there watching and Hannah pitching, and I'm telling you, she was throwing the ball. It was frightening, for a girl her age, and just imagining her in 4 or 5 years now taking her sister's place here.
That's great.
So not only does Michelle have that, but the team she has next year, but on and on.
Yep.
And it seems like for whatever reason, Freedom, this is their sport out there. That pitch is outside. Every school seems to specialize in something, unless you're De La Salle and Carondelet. But Freedom seems to have softball. They've really come up with a winning formula out there.
Yeah, it's worked out really well. Girls do a great job representing their school.
There's a fastball for strike 3. First out of the inning. Third strikeout in the ball game, all swinging, and Stephanie Ojima will be the hitter. Stephanie's a sophomore.
I like Samantha. Samantha's looking sharp behind the plate here.
She
She gets that ball, she snaps it out of there on a strikeout. Between innings, she threw a rocket down to second base. She looks really good. I wish she'd cover that right hand up a little bit for me, because she could get a foul tip.
And Marissa looks real good doing it too. Ojima takes a step out of the box.
Yeah, my bad.
That ball curved about 7 feet. It left her hand from the left side of the mound and ended up in the far batter's box. There should be a rule against certain limits of ability, don't you think, Coach? when it's that scary. Although I did see once, and I always mention this, I saw, there's a ball up high, I saw Lisa Fernandez pitch against Michelle Granger. And, right there, that if you ever asked any great softball observer, give me 2 pitchers that you'd like to see pitch a game. Again, they would probably pick those 2. And just if someone even touched the ball, it was almost considered a hit. So.
Yeah. Anything positive.
There's a strike inside. 2-2. Covioni on deck.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was talking about Miss McKenzie behind the plate.
Yes. I had to just bring that up.
I appreciate that.
We didn't want to. I think you were thinking of old
But
Samantha at
let's
second base.
right.
There's another. The way she kind of, I know they're taught to almost throw the ball off of their hip. Sometimes it almost looks like, I've seen girls where it looks like it actually has hit their hip and then continued on.
Yeah, I've seen some pictures where you can actually hear a little,
Yeah.
Where it just glances their pant leg or their shorts.
There's a fastball in the inside corner for strike 3. The first strikeout that's been called here by Larry Fogelstrom in the ball game. 4 out of the 5 outs have been strikeouts. And Covioni, the designated hitter, will be up, and here's a look at it.
Ran it hard on the right on the black.
Yep. And there's a good, you got to wonder, though, too, for someone like Amanda Williams. We've talked about this before, Coach. When we played, freshmen didn't even go to high school, so you couldn't have played that year. Weren't hardly ever considered, as there's a swinging strike one, considered for the team until they were a junior. Do you think by the time she's a senior, it's going to be kind of get me to Arizona?
Anticlimactic?
Because it's how many times have I faced? This is the 8th time I've pitched against Liberty, and
right.
you know what I mean.
Right.
As opposed to when, heck, when we got up there, we had 1 year. There's a fly ball towards short, and Thomas makes the catch for out number 3. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we come back. End of 2, 1-0, Freedom.
Tonight's Comcast Game of the Week is made possible by a generous donation from the 19th Hole Casino at West Tregallis Road. Established in 1967, the 19th Hole has been completely renovated. Open 7 days a week, they feature Texas Hold'em, No Bust 21 Blackjack, Low Ball, High-Low Split, Pai Gow, and provide keno and lottery sales. Every Tuesday and Wednesday beginning at 5:30 p.m. is a no-limit Texas Hold'em shootout with winner take all. Friday and Saturday night is karaoke at 9 p.m. and Sunday 9 a.m. is NFL football on all 14 TVs. The 19th Hole behind the post office in Antioch. Golf and Games Family Fun Center of Antioch. Under new ownership, Golf and Games has it all. A miniature golf course with many challenging holes, hard and softball batting cages with several speeds, a giant arcade with all the newest games, go-karts, pool tables, snack bar, and prize station for those big-ticket winners. The perfect place for birthday parties and events. That's Golf and Games Family Fun Center at 501 Summersville Road in Antioch. Thanks again to all of our friends from the Comcast Game of the Week.
Top of the 3rd inning today from Clayton Valley High School. 1-0 Freedom. Top of the order here in the 3rd. Shannon Thomas, Amanda Williams, and Sam Bias. We mentioned earlier, Coach, that Shannon has a full ride to Texas and will be playing there for the Longhorns. She runs up to bunt.
Got my Longhorn hat here.
Yeah, I saw that.
Just in
Did
case.
she give it to you?
No, just in case we didn't have any cover. So we got burnt.
Oh yeah, we have nice cover here today. This is beautiful. We could do every game here. And a little chop, and this is going to be a tough play, and it does roll foul because she could have probably got a double.
I was going to say, you're right.
She was at first before it hit the ground.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Freedom was last year 28-4 overall in their NCS winning season.
There's your slap, and it's got a little English. Good decision by the Eagles.
And of course, they were 14-0 overall. This year, 17-4 overall and 10-1 in league. This is their 12th league game. Next week is the final week of the regular season, and then we'll have the playoffs. And next week, folks, for you, we're going to have the San Ramon-Monte Vista rivalry game for you. We're going to film that next Wednesday, have it for you next Saturday and Sunday, and then hopefully a playoff game the week after before Memorial Day. Little slap to third, but a foul ball. as Ojima was playing right on the line there, trying to take away an extra base hit from Thomas.
That Monte Vista San Ramon game, all records are out the window.
Well, though, and they are, especially after what happened yesterday. I don't know if you saw that, Coach, but Granada beat up on Jeff Lyman 7-0 yesterday, and that was only their second win. And Lyman is one of the top pitchers in this area, so we might see Lyman next Wednesday, but that was kind of shocking.
Yes, it was. That's always a great game.
Anything they do. I hear the ping pong game is especially brutal between those two schools.
Well, we were there for the basketball game this year. That place was wild.
This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Thomas leads off with a walk. And here's Amanda Williams, who grounded out to the pitcher.
I think they're going to either steal her or bunt her, because 1 run for Williams is like 5 for anybody else.
And there she goes. And not even an attempt of a throw on that one, so a stolen base for Thomas. Of course, in this game, you have to wait until the pitch goes across the plate before you can leave the bag. Kind of like in Little League back in the old days. You had to stay on the base until the pitch crossed the plate. And Amanda's grown a little bit since we saw her last.
I thought she'd maybe an inch or two there.
Now, that was one of those balls that hit Alvarez's thigh. I don't know if you saw that. It kind of kicked off and came back inside. Or her hand hit right off of the inside of her thigh.
Probably her pinky or something.
Yeah, it just looked that way.
A lot of your good horseshoe pitchers do the same thing. If you've ever watched competitive horseshoes.
I haven't seen that yet on ESPN 7. There's a strike on the outside corner. 1 out. Second strikeout for Alvarez, and here's Sam Bias, who had the big double and scored the run in the first.
Let's see where the target. See, the target's going to go on the outside. Let's see if she has to move the mitt. Minimal.
Yep, right on the knees on the outside. That's a tough pitch right there, but a great pitch from Alvarez.
And a nice frame job.
Rocco's Restaurant and Pizzeria voted best pizza in the East Bay at Ignacio Valley Road in Oak Grove.
Nice pitch.
Strike 2 called. Freedom atop the BVAL with a 10-1 record. Carondelet now 9-2 after losing that ball game last week, Coach.
Panthers.
The Antioch Panthers. My alma mater, and the guys who sign Coach Whitman's paychecks every week with a big victory. That was huge. Here's a ground ball towards short. It's going to be a tough play.
Still got her.
And she got her. What a nice play by Chambers to throw out Bias.
That was beautiful.
Thomas moves to third, 2 down, and Brittany Johnson, who had the RBI single in the first, will be the hitter.
High chopper. I was surprised she even decided to even look at third. I thought that might cost her, but she threw a bullet and a strike to first.
It kind of looked like Bias got into a little bit of a float down there and didn't just step directly on the bag, and that last little second cost her. But heck of a play by a freshman shortstop, Coach.
Beautiful.
And it's funny, though, when you watch them. I just watched them. It's scary. They walked back and kicked the dirt at the exact same time, the 2 twins on that last play, Coach. It was scary. They did the exact same thing. Here's a foul ball. You know, they were walking with their glove, and then they both looked down and kicked the dirt at the same time. And they're almost the same height. They wear their hair back in the same way behind their head. It's frightening.
This is a big at bat right here.
Yeah, you don't want to give them 2-run lead.
Exactly. There you go. The Eagles really need to get this third out.
Ball inside.
Good place to miss.
Nice field here and a great backdrop. Mount Diablo right behind us here. And couldn't ask for a better setup here today from Clayton Valley.
Oh, there's your changeup.
Change up in the dirt. Nice dig once again by the catcher Martin. Throw to first in time, and no runs here in the third. No runs, and the leadoff walk, the only damage done here in the third. We head to the bottom of the third. Score remains Freedom 1, Clayton Valley nothing.
Take advantage today with rates at record lows. Charter Funding Incorporated of Antioch is your local mortgage broker whose commitment is service with integrity. Charter Funding Incorporated works with many lenders to find the best program to fit your needs. First-time home buyers, 100% financing, no down payment, and interest only. No one is left out. Whether it's a rate reduction, cash out, new purchase, good or bad credit, let the professionals at Charter Funding Incorporated handle all your loan details. Call us today at 776-1700.
What is a coach? A teacher, a motivator, a leader, the person who sees your athletic potential and maximizes it, regardless of the sport. At Velocity Sports Performance, you train with a highly qualified coach every time you train. Your coach makes you work hard, but your coach makes you a better athlete. Train with a coach who knows. Velocity Sports Performance. Maximize your potential. We guarantee it.
Looking for quality equipment rental with a helpful, friendly staff? Hertz Equipment Rental at Pacheco has over 4,100 pieces of reliable equipment to choose from, ready for delivery. Or if you're looking to purchase equipment, check out our pre-owned equipment sales list for super bargains on well-maintained pre-owned equipment. With Hertz, you have the right tool to get the job done. That's Hertz Equipment Rental at their new location, 30 South Buchanan Circle in Pacheco. Call Hertz today, 925-680-0316.
There's a good look at the battery. Amanda Williams and Marissa McKenzie here today. Bottom of the third inning. The 8, 9, and 1 spots for the Eagles. Casey Daly, Amber Riley, and Kelsey Chambers. Our first look at Daly is there's only been in this ball game one base runner for the Eagles. Now was the hit batter, Alex Thornton.
Wow, slider.
Of course, Coach.
Now you see it, now you don't.
Yeah, it's if you even saw it in the first place.
Yep.
We have great local college softball here in this area. Of course, we're very fortunate. There's a swinging strike, too. Cal is the #2 team in the nation and will undoubtedly go to the NCAA, as well as Stanford, who's had a very fine year. And a lot of the girls that contribute to these teams are from around here.
Yeah, the Pac-10 has really beaten up on each other this year. There hasn't been one really team. I'll tell you who's played well. Like, it's Washington.
And Oregon State
and Oregon State have done very well. I mean, very, very well.
Well, UCLA is struggling to make the playoffs
yes,
right
they are.
now, and that's amazing. That team has just been a powerhouse over the past 15 years. 1 and 2 here to Daly, and there's a swinging strike 3.
You got to stay off that pitch.
5 strikeouts for Williams. We were talking about that earlier, about whether she might start to lose a little bit of interest. I'm not saying that she would or that's her personality or anything, but just got to think mentally, what would is a person thinking after 4 years, the same teams, the same practices, a lot of the same people? Do you start to yearn for the next level? That's maybe something. It doesn't seem like it is so far.
Yeah, I think a lot of motivation comes from your coach and your parents. That you try to start setting little goals for yourself for that year. That keeps you focused on what you have to do. Things that you haven't done well in the past that you might want to do a little bit better in order to make it interesting and challenging.
Because the leap from this level to the next is very dramatic, and people sometimes don't realize that. There's a strike.
At the Division I level,
yeah,
it's big.
Amber Riley, the center fielder, is the hitter here. Kelsey Chambers is on deck. 1-0 Freedom here, bottom of the third inning. There's a strike.
When you're thinking changeup, you're thinking fastball, and then she throws one of those. And
6 of the 8 have struck out here against Williams. And Chambers, who struck out to lead off the bottom of the first, will be the hitter.
Kara's brother, Kyle Beamlander, coaching over at first. He played for me at Los Madonnas College in 1989, the year I was over there. He eats, drinks, and sleeps baseball and softball. He loves it. And this program's lucky to have him.
I used to until yesterday, coming home from the airport, when I heard the KCBS Newswire was, you want to hear the bad news about the Giants or the A's first? No.
To tell.
Oh, yeah. I mean, things are not going well for the local Nines right now, Coach. Fouled off. So I guess we'll have to keep our eyes on high school baseball playoffs and softball and college baseball and softball.
College World Series coming up.
Yeah, that'll be great.
You can see Amanda's got an idea what she wants to do. There, a little bit off the off speed, a little bit of slide on it.
Yeah, what would you call that?
Wow.
The slough off? You got to come up with a name for it.
Really?
It kind of slurves and it's a change up and it comes off the plate. I don't know.
She's set up for something hard here. There it is.
Yep, and that ball's hit very hard.
Ooh.
Left
Ooh.
field, way back. Out of here. Holy Toledo, folks. A freshman, Kelsey Chambers, takes a high fastball out of here. And it's tied at 1. And I haven't seen Coach that excited since he won a North Coast Section championship.
She got all of that, and we want to see that again on a
Man.
replay. Wow, she threw something hard, and Kelsey was waiting for it. Kelsey went, here it comes. Look at that lower half turn.
Oh, yeah.
Got her entire body into that, and that cleared by quite a bit in left field, up against the back fence.
Wow. And, you know, that's something that not only just because she's a freshman, and obviously just by watching these two girls play today, they aren't playing like freshmen at all. They look like they've been playing for years. But that's something you might be able to look back one day and say, this is the kind of talent on the mound. She could perhaps one day pitch for the U.S. national team.
Right.
And I hit a home run off of her in high school, you know. And we're televising it, so of course, I'm sure her parents are going to want to pick up a copy of today's game.
A few.
A couple of copies. That was spectacular. A home run here in the third, and it's 1-1. And you just don't see that an awful lot here in high school.
No,
a lot of the times the plays are kind of, one thing I will say, Coach, we've done some games now over the years. Back 4 or 5 years ago, it seemed like the only way to score was to bunt a girl around and maybe get a ground ball. It's not so much that way anymore. It seems like people are hitting the ball now and making things happen in the outfield.
The girls are getting bigger, stronger, working harder in the offseason, better coaching.
Jeremy Martin had a fly ball out to left in the first inning. 1-1 here.
That Eagle dugout has come alive.
That was just shocking. Not something you'd expect. Especially Williams sailing along here with 7 strikeouts. There's a nice drop ball that time. That looks like a bowling ball rolling off a table.
Yep.
Is how I'd liken that. Just dies.
That's why you see a lot of batters move up to the top of the batter's box.
Popped up, second baseman Bias over all the way in foul territory to make the catch.
Nice job there.
For out number 3. But not before Clayton ties the game on a home run by freshman second baseman Kelsey Chambers. We head to the 4th, 1-1.
Hi, I'm Rocco Bialy, and I'd like to welcome you to Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria here in Walnut Creek. Rocco's is a great place for family dining. In addition to serving the best pizza in the East Bay, Rocco's also serves many classic Italian pasta specialties. Make Rocco's your home for your next team party.
Great pizza, great pasta.
Great people. Rocco's is part of your community.
Affordable, professional, and convenient auto care has arrived. Auto Care 2000. Auto Care 2000 works on American and foreign autos with friendly professional mechanics that know your auto inside and out. Auto Care 2000 will even take your used oil and filter. Caring for our environment, that's Auto Care 2000, open 7 days a week. Auto Care 2000 at 3405 Clayton Road in Concord. Auto Care for the next century and beyond.
Get ready, Northern California. Mazet Pontiac Cadillac Buick GMC has a huge selection of new and certified pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Mazet invites you to experience our superior service and selection. Our new state-of-the-art facility and team of experts will make your car buying experience the best in the Bay Area.
Hi, I'm Matt Mazet. Whether it's a Cadillac Escalade or a GMC truck, I'll guarantee you the right car at the right price. Come by and see us today.
Discover the difference at Mazet Pontiac Cadillac Buick GMC in the Century Auto Plaza, Pittsburgh.
Top of the 4th, and Freedom in an interesting situation here, Coach. Now tied at 1. And the first pitch to Jessica Gardner's fouled off. Gardner struck out to end the first inning.
If you're Clayton Valley, you want a 0 up on the board right now. You want to keep that momentum and get back in that dugout.
Well, Alvarez pitched 2 perfect games in the preseason, so you know she has that kind of ability. Just a sophomore, though, and it's a battle of Alvarez and Williams now, and there's a fair ball base hit by Gardner. Just kind of a little bloop down the left field line. And so that is exactly not what you wanted to see, Coach, because now the games begin, the movement games.
She ran that ball in, got it on her fist, and she fought it off right down the line, just fair.
umpire Larry Fogelstrom made an interesting point during the break that these fences are farther back than the college fences at Stanford, where UCLA and Stanford played last week. And just to give you an idea how well Chambers hit that ball, he also mentioned that she's been the hottest hitter in this league.
She was 3 for 4 last game with a run and a double, so she is remaining hot. Now it's time for execution.
Clayton Valley's 12-7 on the year and 7-4. Great improvement over their 9-11, 5-9 season last year. The bunt is down, and a nice play by Ojima over to first base. That's actually Chambers covering and out number 1, but the sacrifice works.
Foul ball.
Oh, it was a foul ball. I thought it was.
I think it came back up and hit the bat a second time.
Is that what it did?
Yeah.
Okay, so a foul ball.
Down and hit her foot.
Oh, okay, hit her
Ball
foot
was
in the
still in the
box.
box.
There you go. Good call by umpire Fogelstrom. 0-2. And there's a strike on the outside corner. So that hurts Freedom as they do not move the runner. And now they have just 2 outs to work with as McKenzie strikes out. And Wiley, who had a successful sacrifice back in the second inning as she moved McKenzie, who had walked in that inning, over to second base, where she was eventually stranded at third to end that inning. That pitch a little high. We mentioned that Coach Beamlander in her second year. She's a Clayton Valley graduate coach, 1990. Didn't play much after that. Played a little bit at DVC, she told me, but got married and decided to stop playing, and now, of course, is coaching and doing a great job. 2-0 to Wiley. Dagnew is on deck. First meeting between these two teams this year. Freedom won that game 2-0 out in Oakley. There's a ball, 3-0.
Can't walk her. Got to make her swing the bat. You don't want to put that go-ahead run at second.
Brendan Theaters, Movie Magic in Concord and Pittsburgh. Coming up, Coach, a bunch of biggies. Star Wars next week and The Longest Yard in 2 weeks. With I just hope they don't ruin that, because that's one of my favorite movies of all times. The original with Burt Reynolds. There's a strike.
Well, you know what else is coming out? The Honeymooners.
Did you play Ralph Cramden?
No, I could have easily done that. Alice, and we'll
yes,
shoot you to the moon.
That'll be funny. That'll be good. But, you know, Star Wars, I feel sorry for the people who've been in line since February down in Los Angeles. Oof. There's a ball 4 and a walk. So now the runner, Gardner, moves to second. Wiley on at first. Runners at first and second, 1 down. And the batter will be Dagnew, the sophomore. Would you wait in line for anything for that long, Coach? Would you actually sit in line for 3 months just to see a movie?
No.
I think you would.
Oop.
Oh, they have a runner caught, throw to third in plenty of time, and she's out. And that's a big-time mistake for Freedom. Yes. I don't know if they had a missed signal on that, perhaps a missed bunt, but Gardner got caught off of second base and was thrown out by Martin at third. So 2 down. Here's a replay of it.
To me, it looked like a bunt and run. Like she was supposed to bunt it. She was off and running, and contact was not made. Clayton Valley has played good, solid catch today. And there's your 3rd out.
And there's out number 3, a line drive to Ojima. And just like that, Clayton is out of it. And we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, all tied at 1.
For decades, Dolan's has been providing the finest quality name brands for new construction and home improvement. Superior names like Marvin, Anderson, Milgard, Posey, and more. But it's Dolan's low truckload pricing and tradition of superior customer service that makes this retailer preferred by builders, architects, and homeowners throughout the community. Visit your nearest Dolan's and discover how affordable the very best can be. And join Dolan's in supporting your local teams.
So many kids' activities today seem to leave out the activity part. New research tells us that just getting children to walk an extra 35 minutes a day could spare them the pain of thinning bones later in life. Encourage your kids to get up, get out, and get moving.
Hello. Hey, Grandma, how about another grape soda?
For more advice on how kids can build strong bones, visit AAOS.org, a public service message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Looking for quality equipment rental with a helpful, friendly staff? Hertz Equipment Rental of Pacheco has over 4,100 pieces of reliable equipment to choose from, ready for delivery. Or if you're looking to purchase equipment, check out our pre-owned equipment sales list for super bargains on well-maintained pre-owned equipment. With Hertz, you have the right tool to get the job done. That's Hertz Equipment Rental at their new location, 30 South Buchanan Circle in Pacheco. Call Hertz today, 925-680-0316.
Bottom of the fourth inning, you can see the Freedom infield meeting there with Amanda Williams. And you got to wonder now when you see something like that, how many home runs has Amanda Williams given up in her career?
Wow.
You know?
Yeah,
I'd
true.
say, what, 4 or 5 maybe? You never know.
Yeah, handful.
But that was a big hit.
That was huge.
And it's the bottom of the fourth, 1-1. And Clayton Valley, of course, at home with the hammer here, as Coach likes to say. Alex Thornton, who was hit by a pitch and probably still feeling it in the first inning, will be the batter. Lindsey Chambers and then Courtney Alvarez here in the bottom of the fourth for the Eagles. Hertz Equipment Rental, thanks for the scissor lift, guys. Visit their newest location in Pacheco. And there's a good shot from the scissor lift. We have a lot of nice shots here today. It's a little bit more compact of a field, and we can do that center field camera for you.
There you go.
Nice shot into left field for a base hit. So all of a sudden, Clayton Valley is starting to get around on Amanda Williams. That's the second hit of the ball game for the Eagles. And Thornton, who is just a junior, but will definitely have some people talking.
Good lower half.
Yeah, you like that.
I tell you, I see the girls swinging the bat better than some of the guys I've seen the last couple of weeks. Great job.
Here's Lindsey Chambers, who struck out to end the first. Her sister is Kelsey, who hit the home run.
The reason I talk about the lower half so much is because that's what drives the ball. That's what gets it past the shortstop and the third baseman into left field. That's what gets the ball over the shortstop's head all the way to the wall. The girls here at both teams just doing a great job with the bats today.
Well, you got to think, Coach, if you look at Freedom's great run of players over the last 3 or 4 years, Clayton Valley, looking at them right now, you've got 4 people you can definitely see are going to have some looks from major colleges. Alvarez, the Chambers twins, and Thornton all look like quality players. Ojima's a good player. They're going to have a lot of people looking. Charter Funding Incorporated in the Antioch Rivertown District. Give them a call for all your financial needs.
They've got a great core. They got a great core unit.
There's a strike on the inside corner. We mentioned Joey Daniels from Freedom at Wisconsin. Jordana Freemer is at San Francisco State. Rhiannon Thomas, Fairfield, Connecticut, and Sam Rodriguez, the shortstop, is at Marshall. You remember a couple of famous alums from Marshall, don't you?
The basketball player for the Warriors.
And also, isn't the guy with the crazy hair that plays for the Raiders now, didn't he go to Marshall?
I'm not sure. Nice. Oh.
Just goes foul, but kind of a weird mix of pitch and attempted bunt there because the changeup kind of fluttered up there. By the time she got her bat out in front of it, it almost was out of the zone.
There's a lot of
zone.
spin on that. I mean, she didn't bunt the ball foul. The spin of the ball from the pitcher forced that ball to go foul. That was a tough one.
Yeah, there's some. It's an interesting game
Yes,
to watch.
it is.
It's very interesting. Very different from normal softball and hardball.
A lot of different aerodynamics.
Runner goes. Strike 3 called. Throw. Not in time.
That might have been her best pitch of the day right there. That thing came hard, broke late down, and Miss McKenzie threw a great. She comes out and throws a strike to second base. Now she caught the ball too
Look
far.
at the tag that Thornton, the slide by Thornton there, Coach, to go around that. That was very nice.
Thomas came too far in front of the bag. She should have let the ball travel deeper to her and put the glove down.
Here's Alvarez. Fastball inside. Looks like Amanda Williams, maybe due to the fact that they got a couple hits off her, has added a little mustard to the ball here in the fourth inning. Fitness 19, where you can afford to be fitted in Walnut Creek, $19 a month. That last couple of fastballs, they really snapped the glove of
Yes,
McKenzie.
they did.
Alvarez struck out in the second. Oh, that ball had some movement on it.
And it was late, too.
That ball moved better than Prince's backup singers. I've been waiting to use that one on you, Coach.
They're one hit away from taking the lead here.
Ooh, inside. Ojima is on deck.
Good little body language from Amanda out there. She wanted that pitch.
Ball down low. Three and one here. Runner at second is Thornton, who led off with a single. 1-1, bottom of the fourth. Fouled back.
Good swing.
I was talking to Coach Beamlander before the game, and I said this might be the most important game you've coached. You know, I mean, they're right in the thick of things. Definitely a playoff caliber team. And this game, right, if they could pull off an upset here, might be the biggest win in their program's history, Coach.
It could be. It's a big pitch right here.
Full count.
Change up.
And she's laid off of it.
Yeah.
And a walk. That was a good at bat by Alvarez.
Open base. Nobody hurt.
So now a force at all the bases other than home, and we'll have a courtesy runner for the pitcher Alvarez. Over at first base, it's number 4, who's not on my roster. So we'll just have to guess at that one. Meeting on the mound between Amanda Williams and Coach Bigla. Allie Salazar, someone has told me that. Okay, she is not on my roster. Allie Salazar, okay? While we're having this meeting, we'll like to tell you about our great friends of the program. Image is a 3 Hair Salon, Auto Care 2000, the 19th Hole Casino and Lounge, Randy's Carpet Care, Bridgehead Self Storage, Antioch Opticians, and Rock Bottom Records. Next week, Coach, I know you're a big fan. System of a Down has a new record out. I know they're huge on your list of rock and roll bands to listen to.
At the bottom of my list.
So the meeting is over. Salazar is the runner at first, Thornton over at second, and here comes Ojima as we tell you about Dolan's Lumber Doors and Windows, 2 locations in Walnut Creek and Concord. Ojima struck out looking for the second out of the second inning. And this might be the biggest at bat of her young career, Coach.
Yes, it is, right here. It's a big part of the ball game right here.
Swinging strike 1.
Don't be going to the refrigerator getting something to drink right now. Sit right down and watch this.
Well, there always seems to be tension in the girls' games because there's very seldom, a lot of times the scores are very close, the way the game is played. There's a strike.
Little slider. Slurve.
And it's been a weird year in just baseball around the teams that were supposed to do really well haven't, and teams that were supposed to not do as well have.
Yep. Everybody knocking everybody off on any given day.
Yeah, there's been some big-time upsets this year. There's a ball outside. How about last week on the boys' side? Clayton Valley won, and they were no hit.
By Pittsburgh.
And you got to feel for poor Pittsburgh.
Right.
One and 2. Covione is on deck. Fouled back.
That's the one she wanted.
That was in the wheelhouse.
It
right
was
there.
hard. It was straight. She won't get another one of those again.
And it was about knee high, where you can put good power on that ball if you get a hold of it.
She set it for a changeup. Let's see what happens. There it is.
And that ball is fouled off of Mr. Fogelstrom's ankle.
That'll leave a mark.
One and 2.
Got her out in her front foot. See the front leg collapse? Boom.
That almost hit McKenzie, too, as well, before it hit off of Larry.
Ran it hard in. That's good pitching. Soft away, hard in.
And it's interesting, people always ask me, someone had asked me before the game, oh, we got the rotation of having Williams pitch today. I said, no. In girls softball, they can pitch every day.
She is the rotation.
She is the rotation, although Brittany Johnson could probably be the starting pitcher for half the teams in California.
Kind of like my '84 team when I had John Barton.
There's a swinging strike 3, but they don't. It's the way that mechanic of slinging the arm doesn't put as much pressure on the arm as it does throwing overhand.
It's anatomically correct. Here comes. On the outside corner. Open up her front hip, there's no chance.
And it just takes the incredible amount of talent and preparation it takes to be able to, it almost looks gymnastic, the way they kind of throw and the way her arm opens and her leg kicks and the ball comes out. It's very, very fun to watch. There's a swinging strike by Covioni, who flew out to the shortstop. Thomas in the second.
Okay, Clayton Valley's coming out aggressive.
And I don't know if you can get a shot. Look at her helmet. It looks like one of those goalie masks back when they played hockey in North America.
The U.S. national team got beat today by the Czech Republic.
Oh!
A base hit.
Base hit. And here comes the runner, Thornton. She's going to score. Throw to third is in time. So they retire the pinch runner, but the run will count. And Covioni comes through with a single, and Clayton Valley leads 2-1 as we've played 4 innings here. Here's another look at it as we take you to the break.
She drove it well over the shortstop's head. Clean pickup. Hit the cutoff man. Through to third. Get the runner third.
Beautiful. 2-1 Clayton after 4.
Rob from Central Tune-Up. Check this out. Oil filter crusher. Did you know that every drained used oil filter that comes off your car still contains up to a cup of used oil? That used oil can destroy our environment and water supply. Do the right thing and place your used oil filter in a clear Ziploc bag and place it on the curb with the rest of the recyclable items. If your city does not have curbside used oil recycling, take it to your nearest certified used oil and filter recycling center. Call ahead for hours and the amount accepted. What more, if all the oil filters that were sold yearly in the United States were recycled, you would have enough steel to build 16 pro sports stadiums. Be good to the earth. Recycle your used oil and filters for a better tomorrow. Call 1-800-NO-DUMPING or check out our website at www.funnelhead.com.
Higgins is here to show us how easy it is to share memories with Comcast Photo Show.
Well, it's really easy. I just add graphics and music, and I've got a photo show of my granddaughter's 10th birthday. We got a ballerina theme. That's the birthday girl. She's sweet. Unlike her brother, who's a little wise guy and into chemistry. But nothing could have ruined that party. It's a shame what they did to that clown.
Looked like he was asking for it, though.
Introducing Photo Show, included with Comcast high-speed internet in a class by itself.
There's the Freedom dugout, and the Falcons a little bit worried, although a very veteran team. A lot of these, even though they're underclassmen, have played a lot of games. They know they still have 3 shots here against Courtney Alvarez and the Eagles. But for one of the rare times, especially in BVL play, Freedom finds himself behind here in this game, Coach, 2-1.
With 9 outs to go.
Danielle Gomez, and then the top of the order, Shannon Thomas and Amanda Williams. And you got to figure, if they can't get back around to the top of the order, this might be the last time at the top of the order for the Falcons, and they need to make something happen here. Ball inside, 1-1. We mentioned Freedom's 3 straight North Coast Section championships. Last year they beat Newark, and earlier this year they beat Newark Memorial 3-1. So hard to predict right now. And that ball was a rocket.
And that's a hit.
And Coach, a little nicer when it's the girls out.
TH.
That ball was hit too hard, and we're going to give them a hit.
Too hot to handle.
Everyone seems to get an error on the baseball diamond when my good friend Coach Whitman is making those calls. But I will agree with you, Coach. That ball was a rocket. That was a rocket.
She just shot it.
Might have had a chance if she tried to backhand that ball, but that time did not have a chance at that one. And now Coach Bigelow is talking to Larry Fogelstream. Might see a runner here for Gomez, who's the designated hitter. Shannon Thomas is the batter. This is where Freedom is going to have to definitely use their speed, Coach, because of the if they can get a fast runner on with Thomas, then you've got some definite speed in front of the big boppers.
Right, now you're thinking you may want to go to second base with this play because Thomas is so quick.
Togo's at Ignacio Valley Road in Oak Grove. Of course, the Gorgons, who their sons play here at Clayton Valley, Matt and Scott, very good players, both pitchers. We've had them on a couple of times this year, and we'll probably see them perhaps in a playoff game as we look ahead for a couple of weeks. But thanks to them, Fitness 19 at 1853 Ignacio Valley Road. Thanks to them for helping us out, $19 a month, where you can afford to be fit. Next week, Monte Vista versus San Ramon from San Ramon Valley. That should be a great one. Now, the talk here is of the fact that this runner cannot be a courtesy runner because it's not the catcher or the pitcher. So they would have to substitute, but you could re-enter at least one time. Isn't that,
That is
how
true.
this works in this game?
That is true.
So the interesting thing, the umpires are talking about this right now. One thing also about the girls' game, Coach, it tends to move along a little quicker.
Very quick.
You know, maybe within an hour and a half, a game can be over. We're going to now tell you about some of the great sponsors of the Comcast Game of the Week. Rocco's Ristorani and Pizzeria in Walnut Creek. Brendan Theaters in Concord of Pittsburgh. Next week, you can stand in line to see Star Wars.
Or stay home.
Hertz Equipment Rental.
And
Fitness 19.
Is a Fandango you can call to get tickets?
There's all kinds of ways.
Yeah.
That's one of those movie events.
Yeah.
Togo's Great Sandwiches in Walnut Creek. I would say that I definitely want to see it. I've read great things about it. They say it's one of the best ones yet, but I'm not going to go on opening night. I think it just you might as well just wait a couple of weeks and then I'll be out there.
But my niece got on the computer and done www.fandango.com and got tickets to the Brendan Theater.
We do have a pinch runner at first base as Thomas stands in. We'll try to get that name for you. Ground ball, that's going to get up. Oh, what a stop by Chambers. Oh, and they call her safe. Oh, what a stop. I didn't think she had a chance at that. Wow, what a play by second baseman Kelsey Chambers. Here's a look at it. Thomas on the first pitch, swinging here, and another one of those high choppers.
Now, did she beat her or did she bobble it?
She bobbled it. That's a good call.
That's why the call was correct.
And that's a good call. You know what, though? He's right there. That's a great call.
And he didn't anticipate the call. He let the play happen in front of him, and then he made the call, and it was the right call.
Absolutely. So now, Coach, on that, that's one of those weird ones. Is that a fielder's choice?
That's a fielder's choice.
Okay, so. Well, if it's a fielder's choice, is it an error?
No.
Because you could claim that, you could claim that was an error that allowed, because if she had caught it outright,
it was not a routine play. That's why.
Okay, so we're going to give her a fielder's choice, and so Thomas will be on it first, and the pinch runner is number 28, Amy Kemp, who is the left fielder. Now that's interesting because now she will enter the game as a batter because she was being hit for. Purchase your copy of this game, shipping courtesy of UPS included. Call 933-6264. We'll give you a DVD, give you a VHS tape, but you got to ask Metal Matt. Metal Matt will have another CC Rock for you. Spock's Beard, are we still doing, Matt? Spock's Beard, for those of you. I don't know if you've ever heard of Spock's Beard, Coach, but they're this rock and roll band.
I thought it was maybe a new drink.
I thought it was the new Star Trek series coming next week. We're having some trouble with second base now after that slide.
The male part snapped right off.
Oh, that's probably not a good thing for us. You can see Coach Beamlander out there trying to.
They'll probably have to go to a backup base.
Yeah, can one of the cameramen run some duct tape out there to Coach?
All of a sudden, it smells good in here.
So we're waiting on a base, and now we're in a situation where Freedom. This is exactly where they want to be, Coach, with 2 on and no out, and the 2-3-4 batters coming up.
And Amanda in a position to help herself out here.
Tell us what you think. Would you like to see more softball games? Personally, I like to do about half and half. I really enjoy watching the girls play softball. I think that the game has advanced incredibly over the past 10 years or so, and it's a lot of fun to watch. But also still driving a stake through the heart of the base. That's a good one. That looks like something that you saw in the Night Stalker. Putting that peg into that base here, so we're just about ready to get back to play here. And when we do, Amanda Williams will be the batter against Courtney Alvarez, and Freedom will have a good shot here to get that run back. And I would imagine she'll be bunting, Coach. Would you imagine?
I would be bunting. And then I'd walk them maybe the next hitter.
And load them for Brittany Johnson.
And then load them up for a force play.
Didn't they do that the other day? Wasn't that the big controversy in that game that they loaded the bases? There's some lacrosse going on the football field. We did a lacrosse game for you not too long ago. Did you like that? You like the rugby? So we have we've talked about all the important things that I had written down here today, Coach. Is there anything you want to bring up that I didn't have written down? Or?
No, you stole my thunder quite a few times today.
Yeah, we could actually have done both of these games. As a matter of fact, Matt and I were already going over the football schedule for next year. And we can tell you that opening night, football season, September 9th, we will have the defending 3A champion San Ramon Valley Wolves at the defending 2A runners-up, the Campolindo Cougars. Should be a fabulous game. It's also the first ever game at the new Campolindo Stadium.
Do they have a new press box there?
They have. It's the Dan and John press box.
Okay.
They've named it after us. And then in week 2, very likely, will be right behind us here for Ignacio Valley and Clayton Valley. You know, Coach, weird next year in the league with Heritage coming in, but they start playing league games in the second week of the season.
Yeah.
There's no more waiting around. So it's going to be interesting when Heritage starts fielding a varsity. So Alvarez taking a couple warm-ups after that delay. And Amanda Williams will be the hitter. Thomas at first, and I believe it's Kemp at second. It looked like number 28, Coach.
Yep.
And Kemp was playing right field, so she'll more than likely now step into that batter's position, and they'll give up the designated hitter. And there's the bunt. It's a good one. Out in front, Alvarez to first in time. Runners move up. And there's Kemp. She overslid third and luckily was not too far off, and she got back.
Nice bunt. Nice bunt. Moved the runner over. Again, Clayton playing catch, not beating themselves today. Playing a fine defensive game. This is interesting here, how you play it.
As what we mentioned, they did this the other day. They walked, I would assume it was biased, to get to Johnson. She had a big hit against Carondelet. So in this situation, looks like they're going to pitch to Bias, who is 1 for 2, but she had the big hit of the day, the double back in the first inning.
Well, it's a double-edged sword. You just got to pick which side you want of it.
Well, you got to figure anything that gets through the outfield will score Thomas. That's pretty much a given. And that ball was hammered foul.
She's on her. She set up for a changeup. Let's see what next pitch is. She was way out in front of that pitch.
So this is Freedom's best shot with runners at second and third, no outs. Excuse me, 1 out. So they have the 3 and 4 batters here, Bias and Johnson, and a 1-1 count to Bias. Here's the pitch.
There it is.
Ground ball, base hit, left field. Here comes 1 run. But that didn't get Thomas in. Kind of a shocker. But because of the fact that the throw came in, Bias is able to move to second base. So right now they have runners at second and third, 1 out. And the number 4 batter, Brittany Johnson,
that was a great piece of hitting right there. That ball's on the outside corner. Watch this. She was fooled and still got the barrelhead out there. Great piece of hitting. Just snapped her wrist and got it right through the 6 hole.
So Kemp comes in to score to tie the game at 2. Runners at second and third, 1 out, and here's Johnson. And there's a base hit by the third baseman, 1 run in. Here comes another run. It's Bias. The throw, not in time, and Freedom, just like that, Coach. We mentioned an experienced team comes back with 3 runs in the top of the 5th to take a 4-2 lead.
They were challenged, and they met the challenge. And these are the best they've hit right now. Boy, that ball was up and in. She broke her elbows and still got inside the ball and hit it fair down the line. That's a great piece of hitting there.
Johnson moves to second on the throw. And there's another rocket out to right, and that's all the way to the fence. That's Gardner. Another run comes in, and Gardner's going to be held at second with a double. That ball looked like it was shot out of a cannon.
It was.
Wow, what an exhibition of hitting here in the 5th inning by the Falcons. 4 runs in, an RBI double for Gardner.
Watch where the location is. The location's away, and she hits it away. It's good hitting.
And Courtney Snow out there in right field, I think she was a little surprised at how fast that ball got out on her. That ball was rocketed to right.
She's pretty close to the line also.
Here's
So
Marissa.
there's a big gap out there. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Marissa McKenzie, who is the catcher, 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. And there's a grounder to third, foul ball. Interesting inning, though. That's Johnson's 3rd RBI of the game. She has 3 of the 4.
Freedom has flexed their muscles in this inning.
And so a 2-run lead again for Amanda Williams. Excuse me, no, it's 5-2, Coach, on that last hit. And a little pop up to second.
Got spin on it.
Chambers makes the catch for out number 2. Mentioned 4 runs in the inning. 4 hits for Freedom.
She kind of cues this ball. And it comes right off and a lot of spin on it, and a good job of using two hands on this. Beautiful. Wow.
Ground ball base hit, first pitch for Wiley as Gardner moves to third. So with this next batter, Dagnew, coming up, Freedom has hit around in the fifth.
And just like they did the other day, they sent 10 batters to the plate in the third inning. They're doing the same thing here today, so they've responded to the challenge. They lost the lead and now regained it. It's a mark of a good ball club. Pitch.
There's a strike, and the runner, Wiley, down to second. I think that's scored catcher's indifference,
yes,
Coach, that one. I get that a lot at home, spouse indifference.
There you go. Yes, dear.
Just kind of ignoring me there on the couch. Thank you.
They've just broken this game wide open.
There's a foul ball. Just good aggressive hitting. They're up there. Yep. That's one thing I liked about this game so far. There isn't a lot of hacking going on in this game.
Both teams,
yeah.
Yep.
For a girls softball game, 5-2 is a pretty high-scoring game.
It is.
And
you got
still a lot of
these type of pitchers,
yeah.
Definitely. Nice change up.
And that
a little bit up.
Stayed high. 2-2. There's Coach Bigelow. She didn't look as happy
when she
before
went out
the
there.
game.
Oh yeah,
she does now.
Yeah.
She was staring down Alvarez, trying to pick up something maybe from her windup. That ball is hit hard, but extremely foul. Nice crowd down that side over there. Not close to us today, Coach, but down the left field line. Yeah, this is a very, very nice facility.
Good change
Ground
up.
ball to short.
Ooh,
Chambers.
tough hop.
That was. And a throw in time. What a play. The Chambers sisters out there. You heard of the Chambers brothers? We have the Chambers sisters. And time has come today for them. That was a good segue.
Whoa.
4 runs, 5 hits in the inning for Freedom. The Falcons lead 5-2 as we head to the bottom of the fifth.
Tonight's Comcast Game of the Week is made possible by a generous donation from Brendan Theaters of Concord and Pittsburgh, featuring 14 screens of movie magic. All theaters have Lucasfilm THX digital sound systems and stadium-style seating. The prize wheel spins weekly with great prizes. The Prize Patrol promotional events and other activities happen monthly with great giveaways and prizes. Check out the Brendan Theater website for more information and great savings ideas. Your favorite films in a great environment. All at the Brendan Theaters of Concord and Pittsburgh. Enjoy the movie. Make big messes no longer a problem. Experience the difference in a real professional. Randy's Carpet Care. Improve your indoor living to a clean, healthy environment. IICRC certified master cleaning specialist in carpet, upholstery, odor control, and stain removal. Owner-operator, family-friendly. Call today to reserve your spot. That's Randy's Carpet Care. We exist to serve you. Call 925-518-1088. Thanks again to all of our friends from the Comcast Game of the Week.
Bottom of the fifth inning from Clayton Valley High School, 5-2 Freedom after a 4-run Falcon uprising in the top of the fifth. Coach loved the Chambers brothers analogy, and I'm glad you caught that because that was the only hit the Chambers brothers ever had.
Yep, and it was a hit.
Yes, it was. It was huge back in about the summer of 1967. Summer of Love for all of you that don't know it. Coach obviously did. First pitch to Daly. I believe that was a strike.
Yep.
You call that a strike? Riley is on deck for Clayton Valley. And then the top of the order, Kelsey Chambers, who has the home run off of Amanda Williams in the game. Williams with a 3-run lead now in the bottom of the fifth.
Ooh, movement.
That was
slide ball.
Wicked.
And a little bit taken off that pitch, too. So you're not only battling the spin of the ball and the slide, you're battling the change of the speed. That's not fair.
That's a ball down in the dirt, 1-2.
It's one thing to pitch like this, it's another thing to catch. And It's not easy doing the job, and she's done a great job behind there, Miss McKenzie.
Well, we know that, as we mentioned, obviously someone like Joey Daniels, who's now playing D1 ball in Wisconsin, was a great backstop, but McKenzie's done a fine job as well.
Very fine.
And she'll be there next year as well. And there's a strike on the inside corner. 1 out. Nine strikeouts for Williams. Matt made a good point. Hey, what if we did a Little League championship, like a Tournament of Champions game or an All-Star game? That would be interesting, I think, to see.
Be fun.
Be a lot of fun. Sometimes it's more fun to watch them as the younger they are. The older they get, and then they turn into people like, well, you know who, over there in San Francisco in his black recliner. He was probably a lot of fun at Sarah High School.
Yeah. In Arizona State.
Arizona State and a few other places. Strike to Riley. Riley's 0 for 1. There's a ball high.
I mean, that Freedom rally just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, they were struggling with the plate a little bit and just came out of nowhere. And what led it off? Did a walk lead that off?
Well, they only had 1 hit in the 3 previous innings, and the leadoff was a hit by Gomez.
Okay.
And then a fielder's choice, fielder's choice where he had the delay, and from that point on, about 4 or 5 rockets.
It just felt like it kind of woke them up. They were tested, and they risen to the occasion. Wow.
There's another strike.
That's unhittable.
Yeah, it is. It's almost not fair. 10th strikeout for Williams as Riley is retired, and Kelsey Chambers will be the hitter. Chambers struck out in the first and then hit a long home run off of Amanda Williams. Something I'm sure will be the highlight of her season, or one of the highlights. There's a strike. Swinging strike 2 on the foul tip. And so in this ball game, as you mentioned, Coach, now a 3-run lead. Not exactly where you want to see Miss Williams standing on the mound with that sort of lead, but they came back once before, and they're going to have to work some magic here over the last 7 outs of the ball game. Off speed that time. She has so many different pitches, you almost have to number them.
You have to use both hands.
That's pitch number 18.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's incredible. She really doesn't just throw a straight pitch, it doesn't seem to me. Nothing just comes straight at you.
I see maybe it doesn't today.
Yeah, it just, not very often. Everything has movement on it. Inside, 1 and 2. Catcher Jeremy Martin is on deck. 5-2 Freedom here in the bottom of the 5th, and the Little Leaguers are starting to arrive for their ball games. That was a changeup. It's almost like you're waiting. You have to wait because the ball just kind of stops.
It floats, yep.
And just sometimes it almost looks like the catcher's reaching out to grab it to bring it to her, because the only thing I have to say about that pitch, Coach, is it very seldom is a strike.
It's kind of like those bubbles in a bottle.
Oh, what a catch. Nice piece of hitting by Chambers to take it the other way, and then Johnson makes a nice catch for out number 3. We've played 5 from Concord, and the score, Freedom 5, Clayton Valley 2.
Get ready, Northern California. Mazay Pontiac Cadillac Buick GMC has a huge selection of new and certified pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Mazay invites you to experience our superior service and selection. Our new state-of-the-art facility and team of experts will make your car buying experience the best in the Bay Area.
Hi, I'm Matt Mazay. Whether it's a Cadillac Escalator or a GMC truck, I'll guarantee you the right car at the right price. Come by and see us today.
Discover the difference at Mazay Pontiac Cadillac Buick GMC in the Century Auto Plaza, Pittsburgh.
Looking for quality equipment rental with a helpful, friendly staff? Hertz Equipment Rental of Pacheco has over 4,100 pieces of reliable equipment to choose from, ready for delivery. Or if you're looking to purchase equipment, check out our pre-owned equipment sales list for super bargains on well-maintained pre-owned equipment. With Hertz, you have the right tool to get the job done. That's Hertz Equipment Rental at their new location, 30 South Buchanan Circle in Pacheco. Call Hertz today, 925-680-0316.
1 hour and 7 minutes ago, my father brought forth a free documentary on the Civil War. No video store, no trip to the library, for this box is a library of thousands of shows. What is next? Cartoons. We shall now watch cartoons. My name is Tommy, and I have discovered On Demand.
On Demand from Comcast Digital Cable. Call now for this great offer.
Look at that shot of the foothills, Coach. Beautiful shot here today from Concord and from Clayton Valley High School. We're ready to go here in the top of the 6th inning. Freedom leads 5-2. It'll be Danielle Gomez, Shannon Thomas, and Amanda Williams right where we were in the top of the 5th. And we know what happened there.
Oh, yeah.
There's Pat Riley, one of the assistant coaches for Clayton Valley, helped us with all the stats and information. Thanks a lot to him. Also want to mention Jeff Jonas, the assistant coach for Freedom over in the dugout. Those guys do a great job putting their time in here with these programs. We also mentioned Kyle Beamlander, who's the brother of head coach Kara for Clayton Valley and played for Coach Whitman.
Ooh. That
ball is ripped down the left field line foul. Gomez, I'll tell you, I think that's one of the big differences today is the bottom of the Freedom order has contributed a little bit more to the to their cause. And Gomez is the 9-hitter, and she has a hit, and that ball right there, that was hit very well.
And if you're bottom of your lineup swinging this well, that bodes for good things ahead for the Falcons.
Change up. Or whatever.
Just the right pitch to throw when the girl's out in front and you throw something soft away. That's a good job between the pitcher and the catcher, understanding the strengths and weaknesses of the hitter.
Fastball outside. 3-1. Thomas would be next. Pop-up foul and out of play.
Almost got our cameraman.
Not like we did a few games ago, but Bruce didn't experience that. It was Joe Ocon who's up in the scissor lift today. But Joe's still probably carrying a bruise or a few seams. There's Joe.
He's got 2 belly buttons now.
Still recovering from that shot at Ignacio Valley. Time called in the box and granted by Mr. Fogelstrom. Interesting fact about Coach Bigelow, I don't know, one of her daughters, Courtney, is a sophomore on the team, but she's one of triplets.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
Good pitch.
Ground ball to short, Chambers. And she throws that one away. She had plenty of time to retire Gomez, but the ball was in the dirt. And first baseman Daly could not make the dig, so a runner on the air, and that's the first error of the ball game, Coach.
I got her with a low elbow here. Picks it, and elbow drop down below the shoulder.
Okay, so Gomez came back in after Kemp ran the last time, and now Kemp can run one more time, but now Kemp is officially in the ball game as the number 9 batter. Kemp is the right fielder, so that's how that scoring works for you. Purchase your copy of this game, shipping courtesy UPS included. Call 933-6264. So Kemp is the runner at first. She scored a run back in the 5th inning, and Thomas, who is 0 for 2, will be the batter, and now she's 1 for 3. She just inside out of the. She doesn't wait around. She doesn't take a lot of pitches, does she, Coach?
No, she doesn't. Now she asked for time, took her top hand off of the bat, asking for time. Coach, watch your top hand. Oh, it's just prior to that. She asked for time. She didn't get it. And then she gets a base hit opposite.
That was inside outing the ball
Beautiful.
to left. 101 right there, folks.
Nice job.
If you ever wondered what it was. So runners at first and second, just like the last inning. And Williams the batter, and I would assume that she will be bunting just like the last time she was up.
It depends on the score here. The score is a little different. Yeah, see her take her hand off? That she was asking for time. She didn't get it and still gets it. That doesn't happen very often.
There's a strike. Well, I would just think that maybe you'd want to get her back in the dugout with a 5-2
possibility.
lead. 1-1 to Williams. Bias will be on the next batter. She's on deck. She's 2 for 3 with an RBI and 2 runs scored today. Bias and Johnson have done all the damage for Freedom today, most of it. Ball inside. Ball outside, 3-1. Irregardless, Clayton Valley has proven that they're a quality squad, probably the 3rd best team in this league, Coach, and are probably going to have a nice playoff seeding. Williams walks.
If anybody wants Freedom's bunt sign, just give me a call. I've got it.
You got it. Coach
yeah.
has it. Bases are loaded. There's a nice shot from overhead. Williams at first. Thomas at second. Kemp at third. And then a pinch runner, a courtesy runner, Courtney Bigelow. There's one of the coach's daughters. She'll be running here for Williams.
That's a good move. Get her off the bases. Get in there and sit down.
Here's Bias. Double in the first and a run scored. Grounded out to short in the third. Singled in a run and scored in the 5th. There's a strike. So a lot of base runners here in the 5th and 6th innings, Coach. Coach, we're just glad you're back.
Oh,
we couldn't find you one week, and it rained, and we moved the game, and you went to Las Vegas.
And I went to Willow Pass Park.
And we weren't there.
We weren't there. Yeah, saw Kiko.
Bias swung at a pitch that was over her head. Ground ball,
Chopper.
Base hit. 1 run in. You know, I'm kind of just interested in just a little bit why they keep holding Thomas. Unless they're just not trying to. I think she could have scored easily, but for some reason they're holding her at third base. I mean, she's probably one of the fastest runners in this league. Irregardless, Bias now 3 for 4. Nice piece of hitting here, Coach.
Another high chopper. You see where Coach Bigelow is there? She's so close to the base, she has to make a quick decision on what to tell her runner. So if she comes down the line towards home plate, she can wait and make a decision later.
It's either that or Alex Thornton has the best arm in the BVA.
No, she bobbled the ball in left field.
I know.
So she had to make a call before she even bobbled it. So she needs to come down the line a little bit more and then make her decision.
First pitch to Johnson.
Oh, that's a good swing.
That is foul, but hit very well. And here's another girl that's hitting the ball very well today. 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. And as we mentioned, Coach, now 6 for 14 since moving.
Watch her
into
lower
the
half.
cleanup
Let's see
spot.
her low. She's got to get her front hip's got to get out. Beautiful. That front hip's got to get out of the way in order to get the hands through to hit that ball with the barrel of the bat. She does a great job.
0-2 here to Johnson. Gardner on deck.
Ooh.
And there's a swinging strike 3. So Johnson has had an interesting line, a hit, a strikeout, a hit, and a strikeout. 1 out. Bases are still loaded here for Jessica Gardner, who hit a ball that if it had hit someone might have left a big mark on him.
Yep.
That double back in the 5th inning, an RBI. Ooh! That ball almost left a mark on Alvarez. A base hit up the middle, 2-run score. That was a shot. Boy, Gardner, the last 2 times up, has just destroyed the ball. Unbelievable.
Oh, I'm so glad that didn't hit somebody.
Yeah, it was on the line for Courtney Alvarez's leg, and luckily it didn't hit her. Wow. Bias now to third, and watch this, Coach.
Ball is just rocketed. She can't even get her glove down fast enough.
No, that was amazing. So 2 runs in on that hit, 3 in the inning. It's 8-2. Freedom has just exploded here in the 5th and 6th innings.
Nice pitch.
And Gardner will now head down to second base after the single. And 2 RBIs. She has 3 RBIs in the game. So those 3, 4, 5 spots for Freedom have really, really picked up here.
And the front part of the order has set the table. And so is the tail end. So they've gotten production from just about everybody today. Does everybody have a hit yet?
Let's see. Williams doesn't have a hit, but she has a sacrifice and a walk. McKenzie, who's the batter, has yet to get a hit, but that could change.
Yeah, that's a good call on your part.
And it does, as
just
it's over the head of the center fielder. Here come 2 more runs in to score, 10-2. The throw gets by the catcher, and everything is just falling apart here for the Eagles as the runner, McKenzie, goes down to third on the air. 10-2 here in the 6th inning.
I thought Kelsey should have told Lindsay there was no play at the plate there. The other infielders have got to be the shortstop's eyes. Nice turn. That ball's hit well, and it just keeps carrying.
Over the head of Riley in center.
One hops the fence, and then we have a little soccer. And then we
for our third sport of the day.
Right, and then we got a bad throw there.
So allowing McKenzie to go to third on the E6. So the second error of the ball game and the second here in this inning. So in the inning, Coach, now 5 more runs in. McKenzie with a hit. So as we were going through the lineup now, just Dagnew and Williams are the only Freedom Falcons without hits in the game.
Coach Fogelstrom, umpire Fogelstrom needs a secretary.
And we're going to have some activity in the Clayton Valley bullpen. It looks like number 10, Andrea Lemos, will be warming up down there. Here's Wiley, who was actually 1 for 1 in the game, Coach. A sacrifice, a walk, and a hit. There's the bullpen activity. There's Lemos.
Need a helmet for the catcher.
Freedom has just exploded here, Coach.
Yep. Those middle 2 lines on your scorebook.
Yeah, they're getting. There's a lot of filled-in diamonds. 9 runs here in the 5th and 6th. 5 here in the 6th inning. They've added 4 more hits. They have 12 hits in the game. Now, no matter how good you are, more than 7 or 8 hits in a girls softball game, that's a pretty good day for most teams. So you start getting into the double digits. And Clayton Valley was in this game. You think about the fact that they had just taken a lead at the bottom of the 4th to go up 2-1 on the number 1 team in Northern California. Number 1 team in the Chronicle, number 1 team in the Times, and a team that is considered to be one of the great dynasties of softball. There's a foul ball.
Nice backhand.
Ojima's good at that. The only problem is that the ball's always foul.
Yep.
As close as she plays in and on the line. But you need good reflexes just to do that.
Nice quick reflexes. Big backhand.
See, a lot of people would think that's fair, but it's not. It's where the ball is, not where the player is.
Great
nice
changeup. Just got a piece of it. Here we go.
I don't think we can slow this down. It's already in slow motion.
Front foot. That was the previous one.
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
Ground ball, base hit up the middle. 6 runs in, 11-2. So Wiley now 2 for 2 on the day with a base hit and an RBI as McKenzie comes in to score. 6 runs in, and they've batted around again as here's Dagnew. You can see that, just a nice piece of hitting, Coach.
Yep, went down and got it. That ball's got spin. Good job with 2 hands.
And a double play will retire the side as Wiley was running. And they saved my scorebook, Coach, with that play. A double play. Not before. Freedom scores 6 more times. 5 hits in the inning. No one left. 11-2 Freedom. Middle of the 6th inning from Concord.
Affordable, professional, and convenient auto care has arrived. Auto Care 2000. Auto Care 2000 works on American and foreign autos with friendly professional mechanics that know your auto inside and out. Auto Care 2000 will even take your used oil and filter. Caring for our environment. That's Auto Care 2000, open 7 days a week. Auto Care 2000 at 3405 Clayton Road in Concord. Auto Care for the next century and beyond.
Now there's a drug available all across America.
Ecstasy changed my life.
Ecstasy is not for everyone. In fact, it's not for anyone. New studies show that ecstasy is toxic to the body. Side effects may include depression, severe anxiety, hypertension, heat stroke, seizures, heart attacks, liver damage, kidney or cardiovascular system failure, worried parents, loss of friends, isolation, emptiness.
Ecstasy changed my whole life.
Ask your doctor and see why ecstasy isn't right for you.
And that is actually the Little League field, Coach. They're having base problems. We had base problems. Where's the vampire killer with the stake? So I don't think that's our field. That's actually next to us here is the Little League folks. There's Amanda Williams getting ready here in the bottom of the 6 to face the 2, 3, 4 spots of the order for Clayton Valley. Jeremy Martin, Alex Thornton, and Lindsey Chambers. 11-2 Freedom. The Falcons have exploded here for 10 runs in the 5th and 6th innings. There's a strike. I have to say at this point, this is about as safe a lead as any team could probably have.
I mean,
I thought 7-2 in Arizona was pretty safe last week too,
yeah,
but that
really
didn't work out.
I turned the channel.
Ball inside.
Pitch.
1-2. Yeah, it's you know how they have those scouting books where they show where the pitches go?
Mm-hmm.
With her, they would just have lines all over the place. It looked like you know, like a galaxy exploding or something, because her ball goes in so many different directions, does so many different things. That
swing.
ball's hit well to left. Dagnew, though, is there to make the catch. Dagnew's a nice defensive outfielder. Not much gets by her. It has to go over the fence to get by her.
Kind of like fireflies.
Yes.
You know.
Or those fireworks, you know, that kind of go all different directions.
Fireflies in the Peter Pan ride at Disneyland.
I haven't been on that in a while, but yeah, that's true.
Oh, you got to go on that every time you go.
I think I have. I haven't been there for a while. Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria voted best pizza in the East Bay. Ignacio Valley Road at Oak Grove. Here's Thornton, who had a very nice single and scored a run in the 4th. She actually scored the go-ahead run at that time, put Clayton Valley ahead 2-1. We know what's happened since then. 10 runs, and now 11-2 Freedom here in the 6th. Thornton was hit by a pitch and singled. She's been on both times. Lindsey Chambers is on deck. One and one. Hard to believe, Coach, but looking out here, this exact team, aside from Thomas, for Freedom, will be here next year. Plug in a shortstop, and away we go.
Yep.
Here's Joe Ocon on the scissor lift here, doing a great job up there. Next week, Monte Vista and San Ramon. Amazing, we mentioned Granada with a 7-0 victory over Monte Vista yesterday.
Oh, good pitch.
Off-speed change.
That ball had a lot of spin.
It took a bad hop. And Thornton, we're going to give Thornton. That could be an inside the park home run. And it's going to be. Coach, are you calling it an inside the park home run?
I have to.
He's going to because of the spin.
That ball had, that was nothing routine about that ball.
That is one of the goofiest plays you'll ever see. That ball took a bad hop by Gardner, rolled down into the corner, and then back spun off the fence all the way in the corner.
I got to see what happened in left field. That's going to be the key here, because that ball, it comes off with a tremendous amount of spin.
Well, here's the first hop. Forget it. She had no chance.
No way.
Okay, so now it's rolling down the left field corner. There's Thornton at first.
With me not seeing what's going on down there, I really have to see what went on here. My telestrator didn't work.
Your John Madden toys. That ball's hit well by Lindsey Chambers. I think we're just for the sake of fun, we're going to give Thornton an inside the park home run, which you don't see a lot. And she's 2 for 2, and she's quite a player. She'll be back next year for Coach Beamlander. It's 11-3, and we've seen some just absolutely goofy things happen out here today.
But I'll tell you, this Clayton Valley team is well coached. I see some really good swings out of these girls today.
It's a nice slurve for a strike.
Yep.
There's Coach Beamlander. You got to think she's looking ahead to perhaps 2 years from now, when Alvarez will be a senior, the Chambers will be juniors, and Amanda Williams will be
gone.
She'll be tanning in Arizona. Outside. She'll be playing in the Pac-10 because there will be no. Although, as we've mentioned, there's more Williams on the way and probably a lot more talent as well. Velocity Sports Performance in Concord. Thanks for helping out, guys.
And it's not the Pac-10. It's softball.
Oh, that's right. So, USC doesn't have a team, huh? It's the Pac-9. That's right. You would think of all schools, that is very strange. You'd think maybe Washington State wouldn't have a team or because of the weather that they have to probably fight with up there. But USC?
Yep.
With all the great girls softball that's played in Southern California, that's amazing.
Good pitch.
It's a swinging strike 3. And Chambers has swung and struck out 3 times in today's ballgame. 2 down, 11-3 Freedom, and this is Alvarez.
Watch the ball drop. There it is, and there it goes.
You know, Coach, show that again. Show that replay again. I want to show you this if we can get another replay. Show the next pitch. I want to ask you something about, do you have to have your foot on the mound when you throw the ball? Okay, because you would think you would, right?
Right.
I mean, you ever see how her foot is ahead of her on the mound? Now, in the boys' game, that would be probably construed as a balk, wouldn't you? Right. Watch her foot.
About 3 or 4 years ago, that was being called all the time.
As a balk?
As a no pitch. And now they just, it's too hard to regulate that.
There's a swinging strike. I just wondered okay, now watch her foot right here.
Watch it release.
She's off, and the ball's not even out of her, and she's almost 5 feet in front of the mound.
Yeah. Could you see Randy Johnson throwing one of those? He'd be out of the circle.
Big John Crook would be running out of the you'd have guys running into the next city. 1-2 to Alvarez. Yeah, let's let Randy Johnson throw from the infield grass. Dolan's Lumber Doors and Windows. 1 location in Walnut Creek and 1 in Concord for all your home improvement needs. That ball's
spinner.
Yeah, and Bias makes a nice catch for out number 3. We've played 6 innings in Concord, and the score, Freedom 11, Clayton Valley 3. We'll be back with the 7th inning after this on Comcast.
Tonight's Comcast Game of the Week is made possible by a generous donation from
the 19th Hole Casino at West Tregallis Road. Established in 1967,